For today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
We're recording this on the 13th of April, 2024.
Yes. Several days after the eclipse.
I tell you something, and I know it's the planetary alignments. I do know that. And Rick Levine, he did warn as far as the month of April that it would be world-changing.
Mm-hmm. And it certainly is.
Yeah. Yeah. And it has just been, as far as the planetary alignments, just internal worlds. So when those changes, it's not just external.
No. Like your own paradigm is shifting.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's paradigm is shifting.
Yeah.
And it's when you feel like you're losing your mind, and then to try to realize that everybody else feels similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how they decide to deal with that.
Dead ass, though, during this time, some people are legitimately losing their minds.
They are. They truly, truly are. And we actually had warned about this because I listened to other people that were warning about this to try to give people a heads up. To sit there and go, find you some coping skills. Find you, think before you think twice before you speak or type or any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of remember to walk in love, compassion, forgiveness, all that stuff.
Yeah, I forgot to do that last night. I was playing Roblox and someone was being a dickhead, and I'm like, you really are a special kind of ass, aren't you?
Well, that's different because maybe they deserve to be.
I mean,
speaking truth right now, that's sort of huge.
Like, literally, in that game, I was like, this quiz is hard because I never did it before.
Right.
And so, if you even get one answer wrong, you die. So that it makes it really difficult because it's like an Easter egg type of thing.
Oh, okay.
And so, basically, you die. You get one answer wrong, you die. I had to look up a guide for it. And
that's crazy.
I still didn't get the glove for it. That was in slap battles.
That ain't fun.
And I was like, I typed in chat, that quiz is really difficult if you don't know what you're doing. And he's like, no, it's not difficult. You're just dumb. And I'm like,
somebody said that?
Yeah. You're just.
Oh.
So I'm like, and you're just an asshole.
Well, and it's, yeah.
Actually, no, I didn't say asshole at first. I was like, and you're a jerk.
Yeah.
Point
well,
blank
that was
period.
true.
Yeah. And they kept on, and I was like, you got the right one on the right night.
Yeah. Well, and somebody like that, then, yeah, blast is the correct mode. There's no sense in it. And it's like you've got a lot of people that are acting out, and they don't expect anybody else to, take up for themselves.
Right. Yeah.
And then they act surprised when they do.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got things going on in our world that is just, oh my God, it's powder kick. It truly, truly powder kick.
Like it feels like that from the inside out.
Yeah, it does. And so in my attempt to just do and just be, I thought, okay, I'll watch something. I'll watch a movie because something like this. And yes, I did take, let me make sure. Yes, I did take my Storytellers today.
Mm-hmm.
And still have that agitation. Because with ADHD, sometimes you get this restlessness.
Yeah.
To be really tired and yet still be restless. And that's not a happy combination.
Yeah, no, it's not. Did you know that ADHD people can get into a manic type state?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I really wasn't aware of that.
I found that out just like a day or so ago, and I'm like,
and where did you hear
sense.
that?
It was from like a psychologist or whatever.
As long as it is, now on something like that, you really do need to find somebody that knows what they're talking about. And sometimes you have to listen to somebody more than once to find out if they do know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of people that's out there, as we have found out today, that's part of my frustration, that are talking, but they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, for real, they don't. They
That's the
talk
reason.
out their ass.
As far as our opinions and stuff like that, these are our opinions. When we were doing, as far as reports or discussing different topics and stuff, it was a matter of having the verification to sit there and go, this is where this is part of how I formed my view on these things, other than the fact that I've got observations. I've got years worth of observations.
Observation
That
duty.
is valid.
Observation duty.
Absolutely. I've been on observation duty most of my life because that's just what I do. I'm a people watcher. I observe things. I observe people. I look for patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was trying to find the name of the one gentleman that he is a gamer, but he's also a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
And we've watched him before, and like I said, if I can find
Is that
it.
the dark-headed dude?
It is. And he's brilliant. And he also was maybe a Buddhist monk or something like that.
For real?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is way cool. And he can teach people how to, a variety of different coping skills, how to, find themselves rather than losing themselves.
Yeah.
And he also, let's see, let me.
And that's
this.
kind of a scary thing because a lot of these people who do like these hardcore, and then I'm going on to a topic, like a tangent here. Some of these people that do like hardcore drugs, like, LSD, yeah, technically that's a hardcore hallucinogenic, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They usually get something that's called an ego death. That means you lose your sense of self.
I mean, and again, that's what we were discussing, and we're not, if you're an adult, make an informed, decision on any of this stuff. We are neither pro nor con as far as substances.
Yeah.
We don't have an opinion other than make sure that you are, an informed adult.
Mm-hmm. But legit, some of these people lose themselves because of these things.
And that's why I was telling you, you've got a lot of these people, they keep talking about, they throw around this term ego. And I don't know that they really know what that means on some of these things, because that was a Freudian term that you had id, ego, and superego.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's parts of self. Even as far as if you want to go into Carl Jung and watch you some Jordan Peterson and stuff like that, if you want to get the, down low on some of those things, or there's, lots of videos that discuss this. These subconscious, unconscious patterns, reasons that we do what we do, that other people can pick up on, that are invisible to us, because if they were, sometimes we would correct them if it's causing our lives to go awry.
Mm-hmm.
Ego is simply sense of self.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
Now,
they completely lose themselves.
Do you really want that?
No, because then you have to, it's like those people literally sit there, it's like, what the fuck do I like now? What the fuck did I like before?
Right.
What did I like before? How did I act before all this?
Now, living with somebody that has dissociative identity disorder, Kid and I have an understanding of what it is if someone loses self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's scary.
It is. It really is.
So, it is a matter of not becoming egotistical or hedonistic. And I think that they use as far as ego, instead of sitting there that somebody is a self-centered ass. You don't want to do that. The world does not, it's like small child brain. The world does not revolve around you solely.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're talking about as far as wanting ego death. To realize that what we do matters. That it affects everybody around us.
Then just meditate.
Yeah. I mean, some people try to break these things down to the microscopic level, which they don't necessarily need to be. And then some of them try to complicate the stuff, and some of it they enjoy hearing themselves sound smart. A truly educated person can talk to in a room full of individuals. They're going to target their speech, the words they use, different things like that, to the person that has the least amount of education. Because if they're speaking to that person, they will be understood by the others.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like explain it like I'm 5.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times if somebody is not familiar with a subject or whatever it is, absolutely. To talk over somebody's head, that is egotistical.
Yeah.
That person is not as smart as they give themselves credit for, because they cannot put the subject into a level that somebody else can understand.
Well, it's not only egotistical, I believe it's almost condescending too.
Absolutely. A lot of them is very, very condescending. That's the reason I have this loathing at academia. I've been around them. And it's like, no, I rejected that. Anyhow, I was hoping to find that the name of the one channel where the guy's a psychiatrist. I'll have to look for it later. I wasn't really going to talk about it.
And I wasn't trying to steer you off topic. It was just like, I need to talk about
He did
that.
not take his ADHD medication.
No, I am not medication compliant.
But within that, trying to not make myself crazy, because I can do that quite easily. And I thought, I went on Amazon Prime or Prime Video, whatever the hell they're calling it. I don't know why, if everything that I can watch is already on this freebie, then why am I paying for the other? That's a question I need to research and look into.
Yeah.
Because it's costing me very precious. For some people, their dollars, they can just spend them freely. Some of us have to be aware of every nickel.
Well, stuff like Netflix or whatever, if it's not available on other streaming platforms, whatever show it is, I do understand, like, wanting to subscribe if you like those shows. Like, for example, Stranger Things, it's not on any other streaming platform. But at the same time, they do release physical media.
No, I'm talking about an Amazon Video.
Yeah, but I was
Prime
just
Video. Okay.
using it as an example.
Yeah, but like I said, most of the things that they, is there on Freevee, which is free with ads.
Well, I think Freevee is by Amazon.
It is.
So, yeah, a lot of the shit that was already on Amazon Prime that was free, yeah, they just put that on there too. So it's not.
Like I said, I'm a little confused. I'm a lot confused about a lot of things. Anyhow,
I thought Amazon Prime was just for shipping. I didn't think
No, it's Prime Video. It goes in there.
I mean, you get the first 4 seasons of SpongeBob for free.
Well, yeah, that's probably, I should have stuck with that.
But then again, that Paramount Plus has that.
But anyhow, God, I thought, okay, I was flipping through there and trying to find, and we have Roku, and for some reason there's a glitch on it that if you just, when you're scrolling through and you hit a thumbnail of whatever, it automatically starts playing a clip. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see the clip. I just wanted to read. That's it. I read all the damn time. And landed on a movie that I had not seen, and it was The Matrix Resurrections. Now, I love the other 3 Matrix movies. Loved them.
Only seen the one.
And so I thought, okay, well, this one came out December 22nd. Of course it did. 2021. I made it about 10 minutes. I don't even know if I made it 10 minutes.
Like, within those 10 minutes, it hurt. It was not that good.
It was horrible. It was just, and people may be going, now, Orlando Honey, you didn't give it long enough. It really kicks off in there. No. A lot of times, if I'm going to invest my time, don't punish me when I'm trying to watch the first of a movie. Mm-hmm. The other 3 didn't do that. But this one automatically starts coming in and breaking apart, if you want to call it, the canon of the movie. And it was confusing. And I'm like, why, if they wanted to do this, why didn't they just do something totally different?
Right, make a whole new story.
The acting within those 10 minutes was horrible. Like I said, the storyline of it, and it was just like, I thought, I am not going to frustrate myself with this today.
The writing
was horrible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't know what happened there. I can speculate. I have speculated all day long, and I'll not put that online with my speculations. What I did do was went back on the YouTube, and I need to look and see if this channel is on BitChute and or Rumble. It's called Dust, D-U-S-T.
Yeah.
And we actually, it's been a long time back, made a video about this. What they do, it's a collection of independent filmmakers and small filmmakers and stuff. And my God, the ones that we watched, some of them were just brilliant.
Yeah, they were really good.
And it's everything from CGI, whatever that they're doing, maybe AI in there.
Well, it's not only like CGI and stuff like that. Like, they still do practical effects as well within those.
It was good.
Yeah.
Most of them were so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Kid, watching these, I'm like, this is why Hollywood is dying.
Yeah, they do what Hollywood and
right. Very good. I like that. That's a good segue. And within that, had some very talented writers, producers, directors, actors, the ones that use the computer graphics, just brilliant.
Yep.
And that they have a way for their work to be seen, which is why people do this, without having to go through the gatekeepers. They have crashed the gates. They have broken them down, which needed to be done. And that's something I would hope that that would be great for them. I don't know how any of this stuff works as far as getting an app on Roku. There were those of us that, looking at these tiny devices and watching things visually, that is not an option.
Yeah, no, it strains. First of all, it does strain your eyes, and secondly, it's just difficult to see on a small screen because you don't
miss. So much.
You miss a lot of details.
So I want to be able to have an app to where I can, and I could do that through the YouTube app, but I would like to, try to break some of the YouTube cord on that. So Dust needs to get in touch with Roku or whatever and have some of these other channels.
Dust upload to Rumble as well.
But they had some that are like hour plus or whatever, all of them together, and one of them was like comedy. God, it was hilarious.
They do like volumes.
They do. They do. You would have like 5 or 6 of them there together instead of having to go through and pick and choose. And I will say that the last one of what we watched, and it was so poorly done, and I told Kid, I said, that one just sort of soured it for the others. It was, let's see if that's what it was. The one we had watched was Cosmic Comedy Club Volume 2.
Yeah.
And they do live streams with these sometimes. So that could be fun if you want to get in on, I don't know what their schedule is on that. But the other one was Astro Animations Volume 2. And some of them, like I said, were so good.
Yeah. Yeah, they really were. There was this one with the, like, little robots, and their creator died or whatever, and then it was just a story about grief, but they never spoke the entire time.
Didn't need to speak.
Yeah.
So that was one of those that opened that story up to any human, because every human has experienced grief. Or most of them. There's some that may have not. It's coming. You know, it happens. It's part of the human condition. But it opened it up to anybody regardless. There were no language barriers.
Yeah.
Which was great. It was just brilliantly done.
Because emotions are universal.
Mm-hmm.
But that last one.
Oh my God.
It literally came right after that.
Oh, that was one of those. I have spent today a lot of times sort of yelling at the TV screen. I think everybody has days like that.
Oh, yeah.
A TV screen, computer screen, whatever it is.
Yep.
To the art of storytelling, which is what movies are. Movies, it doesn't matter whether it's oral tradition, whether it's books, videos, different things like that. It is a matter of telling a story. If you have something that is just randomness, that there's no cohesion, it's just confusing, and it leaves you sitting there going, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
Then it's ineffective.
Yeah.
You have told nothing.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that we could just nitpick about that little animation.
I will say that for the most part, the computer graphics were very well done. It was just the story that sucked.
See, I wasn't, like, the character design, I wasn't impressed with.
No.
At times, the animation itself felt slow. Felt like it dragged on, and it's just like you need to put that on, like, 2x speed. Something like that. And like you said, there was no cohesion. And it's like, she saw that the alien wasn't hostile, yet she still cut it open at one point.
Right.
And it never explained what these, like, orbs were or whatever.
Yeah, there was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Or what the facility was, stuff like that.
That she blew it up, or it was just poorly done.
Yeah, it wasn't that
That's
great.
all you can say. And then,
I mean, I give them credit because they did more than what most people can do as far as animating, but still, it was not great.
it was not, I wouldn't even, because there's a lot of people making stuff, and there's people that just haven't gotten it yet. Either they need to hone their writing skills, they need to learn as far as what it is with the development of a story. Mm-hmm. What are you trying to tell? What is the point of this video?
Right.
You know? Even if it's just us rambling about frustration, there is a point to the video.
Uh-huh.
And it just didn't have it.
No.
And I don't know if that's, again, one of those frontal lobe executive function, this happens, then this happens. I don't know. It was a fail. Mm-hmm. It was a total fail.
I don't know what would have happened. I don't know what happened there that it just did not hit the same as the rest of those films.
No.
Even comparing it to the live action ones, and I know you can't compare animation to live action, but it wasn't good.
No, I've seen video games that had done much better than that.
Yeah. It's
Lots
like
of them.
Video games that don't explain much, but gives enough that you get what the basis is.
Sure. I
And
mean,
it's
there
still
is
cohesive.
a point. You have to have a point even in the video game. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
And that was just like, then we went, and I'm not going to mention names on this one because it's like they were doing sort of an analysis of Salad Fingers. Salad Fingers is if you're not familiar with this, it's weird.
It is weird. It's disturbing.
Even by my standards.
You were the one that introduced it.
It figures. It figures. And for the artist to supposedly say, oh, it's just randomness.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Because there is more than randomness there. I'm not accusing anybody or anything, but you don't just sit around and think up some of the shit that and then do the work to make a cartoon or an animation or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And that stuff, some of it, I mean, it's dark.
Well, he said, like, art isn't really representative of the artist, and it's like, that's not right.
No, it's not. Well, that was the person that was doing the analysis of it.
Yeah.
The same person that did not know the difference between cubism and surrealism, and it's like, if you're going to talk about these things, at least go and do a Google search and find the definition.
I mean, he was the same person that also said that he got dragged to an art gallery. So he's obviously not that much of an art person if he described it as drag.
I understand, but he should have edified himself before deciding to discuss it. Now, that's just truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
literally
God.
Google
so it's
is right at our
head here.
Google's right at our fingertips. Use it.
Yes. So it was just a day of frustration and viewing people, like I said, cause and effect, the thoughtlessness, not understanding cohesion. It's going to be something, excuse me, that's allergies, it's horrible. But that's impairing people's executive function.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's been doing that for a minute.
If I do this, this will happen. If this character does this, this can happen. And you've got a whole array of ways that you can do that.
I think it's because they don't teach people cause and effect anymore.
They obviously don't teach them proper writing skills either. Storytelling is still very important in our area. And as far as storytellers, that they would travel to the different schools and they're available at different festivals. This is a dying art form and it needs to not die. We need to resurrect that. Yeah. And it's the same thing with writing.
It is. I mean, I was going to say how many people actually read legitimate books nowadays, but there's quite a few people that still read books. But most of the people, like, for example, my generation, we grew up reading a lot of shit fan fictions and a lot of creepypastas that are, like Jeff the Killer. It was not that well written when it was released.
Well, I have no problem with fan fictions, and I don't have a problem with the creepypastas because some of the ones that, is his name Mr. Creepypasta?
Yeah.
Oh God, he is brilliant at reading those. I enjoy his videos so much.
He is, and people have gotten better, like as far as the writing. That teaches them how to get better. But there's still a lot of shit on there.
I will tell you this, the quotes that I use at the end of our videos and stuff, and I would go to Goodreads. And this is a website that I have used for many years. And when I started using it, and my God, I guess it has been longer than I thought. You had, lots of quotes by classical writers. Mm-hmm. You had, the Stoics. You had Shakespeare. You had all these just renowned writers. And now you can't hardly find those.
No, you cannot.
It's modern writers that people are submitting because Goodreads, it's sort of like, what is it, Wikipedia or whatever, that you can submit different things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, the things that they are submitting are of such poor quality.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of disturbing.
I mean, what does that say? It's like these people that don't write good, that don't produce good. They're the ones that get like notoriety and shit like that, while the ones that actually put their heart and soul into something, it's just they get a few views and that's it.
Right. And why is that?
I don't know. I think it's because people flat out don't know how to appreciate actual art.
Yeah. That or they want to live in the echo chamber. They're afraid to think outside of... My God, I would hate... I mean, there is an arrogance that goes along with youth. There really is. Mm-hmm. But even then, you're supposed to grow out of that at some point. And that's what concerns me, is that I'm seeing some of these people... I know that there was one one of the tubers that was offended. Of course he was. Because those of us that were older, and apparently anybody that is 5 years or more older than him is considered a boomer. First of all, that's disrespectful.
That is disrespectful.
And as far as referring to them as kids.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
I think one of the reasons, I pondered that. And he, like I said, he was all up in arms. I'm 30-some years old. I think he may have been pushing 40 or something like that. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with age. It has to do with maturity level and how he's presenting.
That's exactly what it
As
is.
evidenced by him being that old and getting offended by that.
Legit. Well, it's like, you're nearly 40, dude. You have not progressed any further?
Right.
Like, you have to have some sort of emotional maturity.
And a lot of that's not, there's a lot of arrested development.
Yeah.
That I am noticing.
Oh, yeah. Very much.
And in various and sundry ways. But there's also, there's some positive, because the other, like on the things that we watched, the presentations there from Dust, they were so good.
Yeah.
There are people out there that are not affected by the arrested development.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe they need to speak up more. I don't know.
I think they should, but some of them are just so beat down at this point
That's
that they
it.
don't even, like, post their stuff anymore.
That's it.
They don't think it's good enough or whatever. It's like, okay. Like, I like what I'm posting, but nobody else seems to like it, so I'm not going to post anymore.
Right.
That's their
I think
mentality.
that's what happens. And I had watched, I don't know, somebody that was discussing a Jordan Peterson clip. And it was somebody discussing somebody that's discussing. And I mean, honestly, that's how this works anymore. And it's like, my God, no wonder I feel like I'm in crazy land. But Peterson was talking about the effects of society today and some of the things that are going on. And do I believe that it is a demonic attack? Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's a heavy part of it.
And the man, he was talking about, especially young men in our world today, the effects that these things have had on them. And God love him, the man just sat there and he, wept. Jordan Peterson has a heart. I don't care what people, and they act like all this stuff that has happened to him that he has gone through has been easy. It's not. I mean, you can look. I started watching when he was, some of the videos when he was teaching college. And how much he has aged. Because you cannot be in a spiritual battle and it not affect you physically.
Yeah, especially for how long he's been in that battle.
Yeah. And when I see some of these people that are doing the attacks, and I understand that they're under a spell. I get that. But that demonic glee and joy that they get out of hurting someone else, and that they don't understand that they're the bullies, there's a problem.
Yeah, very much. What, it's like those sociopaths, or what were they? Psychopaths, sociopaths?
It's the sociopaths. Oh, and I think it was the psychopaths. I always get them confused.
Either way, literally being like, oh yes, I do all this shit. You should too.
Right. That's
that
demonic.
ain't good.
No. That's demonic.
Yeah.
So we have rambled. I have rambled much longer than I had intended to.
Well, that's okay. This is your show.
Well, it's our show, but it's a matter of
Mama, you're the main host.
It's a matter of observations, and I want to know if other people are observing the same thing. I understand my God, I've been doing this for almost 7 years. I understand what it is to have something of value to say and so few willing to listen.
I don't see how anyone else can't see this stuff. You know? I don't see how people cannot see your point of view on this.
Well, it's not just my point of view.
There are bound to be other people that are looking at this stuff and being like, what is going on?
I don't think that it's not an emotional response. It's not a knee-jerk reaction. This is a very analytical, removed observation.
Yeah, this is just at this point common sense shit right here.
It should be. It should be. But I don't know that there's everything that is common sense. It seriously is Orwellian that the people are being brainwashed and beat down on a spiritual and mental level to where it's horrifying. Mm-hmm. It's truly horrifying.
Yeah. I mean, literally people being numbed to shit every day.
Yeah. Yeah. So, this is why we ask for prayers, not only for our family, but for the world, because that's what's going to save us.
Yeah. Oh, prayers.
Mm-hmm. Final thoughts, kid.
I think I'm good.
Yeah. So if you've had experiences with paranormal or supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, please, we are very much interested in your observations. Take a few minutes and as far as the comments and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you very much may see things that we can't, or know or understand things that we don't.
Y'all's feedback is important.
It is. That is the main thing, is it's a form of communication.
Well, it's not only that, it's forming community.
Yeah. So. Because that's... They don't want people to communicate with each other. We're seeing that.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to divide people every day.
Sure. Anyhow, that or you can email us, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and that link there is in the description box. If I can find if I remember, I'll put the channel name of the psychiatrist. I wish I could put you a link.
Yeah. Well, you can give his channel name in the description, and then put the video.
I can give the link on Rumble and BitChute.
Yeah. But as far as YouTube, you can just be like, okay, here's their channel name.
Yeah.
And here's the video title. And so...
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us on today's Cup of Coffee. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all once again, and have a good.
Know that you're loved.
Mm-hmm.
Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated, and let us pray one for another.
Yeah.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.